But gosh, if you're in for just like a reality show and not knowing the answers until you get to the test, this is it. Like Ben McAdoo said that, Sam Darnold's our starting quarterback and had to quickly put his shoe in his mouth. And then we started our show with all that because we don't have a place for any of the quarterbacks right now. And Carolina might be a place. That's how good this draft is from an intrigue level. So, yeah, I went Trayvon, but like the big one I like is for Thibodeaux to the Jets. I'll tell you, I know the Jets guys, obviously, and he had a great meeting with them Friday, and I think they came away really liking him. And that's the one that's making a lot of noise here in New York because there's a lot of teams who Thibodeaux and some of the comments he's made in the past might not gel with. I think the Jets felt comfortable with him. So Thibodeaux going to the Jets as high as 4 when I've seen some mock drafts with him falling out of the top 10, which I think is ludicrous.
Yeah, so Diggs was talking to me about this earlier because he was putting in bets in like January about the draft because Diggs is a guy that actually enjoys the draft, and we're very thankful for him. Thibodeaux was like plus 105 in January to go number 1 overall. All season, he was supposed to be number 1 overall. And then something happened where he ended up not being number 1, and that's the only like Thibodeaux that I've heard of, and I apologize to him. I don't watch enough college football at the time to really understand how great he is. Why was it? Is this all smoke and mirrors? And some people have him going like 2 or 1 even. They have Thibodeaux potentially going. What are you hearing, and why did this all start to happen when he was initially supposed to be the guy for like the last 2 years, I guess?
Because he's a different cat in what he says, and none of it's bad. Like none of it's illegal. None of it's something off the field. But he's the kind of guy that has said on record, like there's nothing a coach can teach me. Like that's something he said. He's said on record he chose to go to Oregon over Alabama because he's not so concerned about national championships in college football. He's concerned that, in a post-playing career, there's going to be an amazing job waiting for him at Nike in the corporate world. And that's what Oregon's all about.
But certainly alarming a little bit.
No, I don't know. For an old school football guy, you hear that he's really into NFTs and all that stuff. And again, this is one of those deals where there's nothing wrong off the field as far as any of this stuff. He's talking honestly, and he might be representative of a new generation, and that might turn some other people off. That said, best player in the Pac-12, amazing pass rusher, number 1 high school recruit, and has been through some shit, in his life. He has overcome a lot to get where he is right now. I know the Jets guys had a great meeting with him.
What is that, Shregs? What did he have to go? Because we met Najee Harris. Najee Harris was like homeless, and he was also different, right? Najee Harris was also different, had a personality, talked his shit, did his stuff. We enjoyed him. We thought he was electrifying, but it was being said that some OGs or old heads did not enjoy their meetings with him or whatever. Is it similar to that? Because Najee was a deep thinker. Like when we talked to him, it was like, oh, this guy's a deep thinker, actually. He's just a little bit different. I wonder if Thibodeau's the same thing. Is that a similar situation?
Similar. He will talk to you. He will look you in the eyes. He will have a real conversation with you. It is not robotic. It is not scripted. And, he hurt his ankle this year, and everyone was like, oh, he's done for the season. He came back and played those final few games. And, I almost take more value in that than a guy saying that, comments about, he said, I'm Jadeveon Clowney 2.0, and people freaked out. They're like, well, Jadeveon Clowney didn't have a good NFL career. Why is he making that analogy? Who cares? It's just stuff that he said. He's a great quote. He's very interested in
what did he overcome though? What did he overcome? Was he
I think he had a rough childhood in Southern California, like a rough childhood. And he often speaks about it. And I don't know all the specifics, but he has been through a lot in his life.
Give me that.
He has still been the number one high school recruit in the country, and is nothing but excellent at Oregon. And the coach likes him there. The players who we've had on Good Morning Football who played with him love him. And then the brief interactions that I know teams have had with him at the combine and then in these visits have been outstanding. So, look, again, we've had guys with a lot worse off the field that maybe doesn't make the press, or some things that do, or we've got failed drug tests at the combine, and all these things that are genuine red flags. Talking about NFTs, is that a red flag? I don't know.
He's different. I've never, has anybody that's acted like this before ever won a Super Bowl?